Hello everybody, and welcome to Club Fred. I'm Fred D, your host. Let me read what I wrote this morning. It's the morning of day 24, May the 14th, 2014. Day 24 of my 7th annual fantastic water fasting adventure. I'm down 20.6 pounds. I weighed in at 211.6 and I began at 232 pounds on April the 22nd. In some previous fasts, I remember feeling like I may never want to do this again, and I feel like that again today. But at the same time, I actually feel super good, and I'm so chuffed with my progress. My goal was to achieve 215 pounds. I wanted a bit more than that so that when I eat I could maintain at that weight. I've done all that and more, and tomorrow's weigh-in will seal the deal, and that will be a wrap. I might have eaten yesterday, except that it was Monday, and again, because today is Tuesday, I will not eat. As this whole year to date, I have not eaten these Monday and Tuesdays, and I thought it would be so cool not to eat Monday and Tuesdays all year. I feel like I could eat a horse or three, and my eye is definitely bigger than my stomach. I have a lot of food fantasy, and I also want so many different foods all at the same time. I could easily go crazy with it, and when I open the floodgates. However, I've determined to keep it simple and to just do what I've always been doing, so I know what it is and I know what it looks like, and from experience I know what will happen. That I will not be able to eat much, not nearly as much as I would like, but that when I do, I will feel a warm blanket of food comfort and fullness wrap around me. And that desperation to eat feeling will dissipate, just like when you're numb from the cold and come in and sit beside a roaring fire. So this morning I will go for blood work. I'm intrigued to see the results. And tomorrow I will eat, and I'm excited to do it. And then life returns to the usual programming. How you doing, eh? So that's what I wrote this morning before work. And all that changed because at lunch I ate. I broke my fast today. And I began, as usual, with a little slice of cheddar, put a little slice of butter on top of that, and then cut a boiled egg in half and put half on each side. And I'm going to leave a picture of everything I ate today. And then I cooked about a pound of medium ground beef and 3 scrambled eggs. I cooked that liberally in pork fat and added some butter on top. And I'll show you a picture of that as well. I'm surprised I ate it all. That's a lot of food, and on a normal feed day, that would be just about enough. I even had a little piece of pork belly that I'd prepared. And they say you should go slow. I say you should go slow, and I did. I ate a little more than I thought I should, but then I waited, and then I felt like eating more, and I did. And then I waited, and I felt like eating a little bit more, and I did. I'm quite amazed that I was able to eat all of that food, as you'll see in the photos. Because it's really about 4 eggs, some butter, some cheddar, a piece of pork belly, and a pound of ground beef. Now I feel a little drowsy, a little bit tired. I wanted to take you on a little walk and talk today, but it started raining, so I couldn't go outside in the rain. because, you know, I would melt. But I feel really great. I feel a little bit sad in a way that I've ended my fast, because you kind of get emotionally attached to that. So you kind of grieve the end, because now it's a whole new thing again. When you're fasting, you don't have to deal with food at all. And that's just such a nice break. But I also really enjoy cooking, and I enjoy playing with food. And I just kind of really felt like I missed that. But I was getting steady progress every day. There's a kind of like a trend line on my graph. I'll leave that below as well. And it's just very, very consistent in my weight loss. And basically, I lost a pound a day on average. So I'm not losing weight anymore. I'm going to gain a little bit of weight from my refeed. But I've proven this past year to myself that I know how to keep the weight off. So last year I lost close to 30 pounds, I think, and I kept it off. And then I set a goal for this year for what weight I wanted to start fasting at. About 230. No. Yeah, 230. And then the second day I was under that. And I wanted to go to 215. So all I wanted to do this year was lose 15 pounds. And my goal for the rest of the year, which is really the hard work, is keep that off. So by next year, April the 22nd, I want to be at least 215, but maybe 210. But if I just kept it off, I will have been successful, because maintenance is key. Maintenance is the hard part. When you stop eating, it's easy to lose weight. It might not be easy to stop eating, but I always say it's the easiest hard thing you'll ever do. It's not really that hard. Especially if you practice fasting a little bit and you gain the confidence in your ability to do it. It's not difficult. And you always have that pervasive hunger, but it's not pain. And you get a lot of other benefit. Your body feels great. You don't hardly need to sleep. Your bowels have totally shut down. You're not spending all your time chasing your food addiction, your food fix. The amount of time people spend on gathering and prepping and eating and cleanup and elimination is so much. It invades all of their time and all of their space. So you have a nice respite from that. I was probably only sleeping 4 to 6 hours a night. My circadian rhythm leveled right out. I was getting up really early every morning, and I really enjoyed that. I had enough energy throughout the day. Now, I was taking electrolytes. You have to take potassium, magnesium, and salt, and I took a daily vitamin as well. And sometimes I put some apple cider vinegar in my San Pellegrino. Not always. And I have some pink Himalayan salt, and I would just suck on a little bit of that now and again. Instead of trying to swallow some, I used to try to swallow a 1/4 teaspoon at a time, morning and night, and I would gag. And I just started taking a little pinch of salt, and I started enjoying that, which is surprising because I didn't always like that in the beginning, and I didn't like drinking salt water, and I still don't. So, season 7 is complete. My goals have been achieved thus far. My protocol for maintenance is in place, and it's been proven over a year. Now, let me tell you about how to prepare for a fast. The beginning is the end is the beginning. The end is the beginning is the end. If you're going to want to do fasting because you want to lose weight, figure out the end. If you can figure out what you're going to do at the end, then start now and do that in the beginning. The beginning is the end is the beginning. The end is the beginning is the end. Don't wait to figure out the end. Start now. Because that's all about your maintenance success. And this is my 7th year. In year 6 was the very first time I had that figured out properly. Because on my refeed, I did protein and animal fat only. And it just made things so simple. I decided that's all I was going to do. I was just going to eat red meat and eggs for like a month. And when I did, I was so fulfilled and so satiated, and I didn't measure it. I ate as much as I felt I wanted and lots of fat. And I could maintain, and I had no desire for junk food or binge eating or sugar or carbohydrates or bread. I didn't feel like I was lacking in any way. And previous to that, I always had, and I just at the end of this fast, I was feeling food vulnerable. I was feeling like I would eat anything. I would go to some of those comfort foods, that junk food that you would crave. But when you fill yourself up on meat, animal fat, animal protein and fat, all of that goes away, and your body just levels out and becomes so content. It knows it has everything it needs, and so it's not, there's not some kind of sub-level of cravings or desire. Even though you're not hungry, there's other things you want. And I was always wanting other things, even though I wasn't hungry. But this year, this past year, I went to carnivore. And that made all the difference. And I don't want to be a carnivore evangelist, but I have to tell you what I've done and what works. And so after 6 years of fasting, well, in the 6th year is when I finally figured that out, and I've had 1 year of success. I kept all of that weight off. It's up to you to judge whether it works or not, or whether it would work for you. The bread and the pasta and the rice and the potatoes and all of the other carbs are what gives you water retention and bloating. Your body wants energy, and it's going to take energy in the most fastest way possible, and it's going to take it from glycogen, which is sugar. And for every pound of glycogen your body stores, I've heard it said it stores an extra 5 or 6 pounds of water. That's why when you start fasting, you shed all that water, because you're also getting rid of, within about 2 to 3 days, you've gotten rid of all your glycogen stores. And then your body, only after all your glycogen stores is gone, can your body start accessing your fat stores and burning fat. So when you're eating, if you keep feeding yourself glycogen, sugar, carbohydrates turns into sugar, and then you have glycogen stores, your body's always going to use that as energy, and it will never burn your fat. So I really enjoy the lack of inflammation in my body, and I mean even the fact that I can wrap my fingers around my wrist so easily with a little more to spare is just really cool. And to see the veins in my feet and feel my shin bones. I still have a good 25 to 30 pounds I could lose. I'm 62 next week. I mean, maybe it's not even realistic to try to be lean after being kind of a fatty most of my life. I'm quite happy if I just stayed at this weight for the rest of my life. Oh, so I gave blood this morning, and I did a blood panel before I began my fast. So it's going to be fascinating to compare my blood work from today from my blood work about a month ago. That'll be very interesting, and I'll share those results. So I knew I owed my supporters a little video. I thought I would do that now. And to all of you who have supported me and encouraged me during my fast, I really want to give you my heartfelt appreciation and gratitude for that. And I'll show a couple photos at the end of this video. Thanks for watching. As always, love yourself, stay safe, be awesome.